Good afternoon, everyone. How are you today?
Good.
Great. I'd like to welcome our visitors and our viewers on YouTube Live to the Clayton County Board of Trustees meeting. I am Dwayne Fabian, your chairperson, and at this time I'll call this meeting in order. We'll get started with having our prayer by our pastor, Donnie Skidmore, senior pastor for the chapel in Jonesboro. Pastor.
I want to first say thank you for the opportunity for allowing me to come and speak before you guys today. It is an honor and it is a privilege. And I was thinking today as to what it would be that the Lord would have me to say. And I'm a testament of the library system within myself. And I begin to think about Proverbs 22:6, where it says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And you know, we often think about that as being scripturally and church-wise, but it is so much more important world-wise as well. And growing up, one of the luxuries that I was afforded was the library system. I grew up in Stockbridge, Georgia. I went to Stockbridge school system, and I grew up knowing the Dewey Decimal System. And I'm telling my age a little bit. But one of the things that part of my training is that the family and the home that I grew up in, we didn't have a lot, but we was afforded a library within town. And so any opportunity that I was given to go to the library, I always went. And as I began to grow up, my father worked on race cars and odd end things. And I found myself in the library one day checking out a shop manual on a car, and I was about 12 years old. My dad had worked on this car for, seemed like days in and days out, and used a large vocabulary of language while working on it. So I decided to check out the shop manual, and I read the shop manual, and I went outside and I began to tell my dad what I read and what I saw and what to do. And he said, in his words, well, if you're so smart, fix it yourself. And that was the generation that I was raised in. So I did fix it. I did fix it according to what I read. And so the library system holds a huge part within my heart. And as advanced as it is now technologically and the important that we have for society that we live in today, it's so much easier than when I was growing up. We had to figure out how to get there. We had to figure out who was going to pick us up. We had to learn where the books was at. And so everything is laid out there. So we're afforded a golden opportunity in this age and this time that we're in to educate not only children but adults with the library system. So again, it is an honor, it is a privilege. And one of the things that I love about the library is that it's pretty much free. There's no tariff on the library system. So I want to thank you again, and let's bow our heads and go before the Lord. Father, we thank you for the opportunity to come together this evening with this great group of people, Father, Lord. I thank you for the service in which they have given to this county, and God, which they give to the library system, God. I thank you for all the things that are afforded to us, God. Lord, I thank you for this evening. I ask that you allow this meeting to go well, to go smoothly, God, to be productive. And Lord, all of these things we pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. All right, Pastor, we'll come over. Let's get a picture with you. And with Pastor Skidmore coming in, we ask his second in command. The other Pastor Skidmore, who's with us 7 months ago, to come over with us as well.
What is on face now? My I'm sure.
Okay, well, I'm behind you.
And I'm behind you. Yeah, I was trying to remember. Wait, I didn't give a line.
for my honorary member?
We don't want to do that. One, two, three. One, two, three.
And that's my council window.
Oh, what's going on?
Okay.
I don't know what to do.
So, yeah. We got,
Okay, gotcha. I appreciate that.
I'll get you the next one. Go over there.
All right, I want to thank Pastor Donnie and his first co-pastor, first wife and co-pastor, Skidmore, from the chapel for our invitation. Moving right along, we're going to have our roll call, Madam Secretary.
Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
When I call your name, if you'll indicate present, please, if you're here. Dwayne Fabian,
Present.
Drew Andrews, Siobhan Fleming, present. Salima Abdullah, present. Mia Ballinger, present. Sherry Gates,
Present.
Brenda Gutierrez, Trina Cole, present. Quinn Lee, present. And Laura Payne. All right, that is it for us today. We do have a quorum, sir.
We do have all. Okay. Next item on the agenda will be the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
It's been properly moved by trustee Fleming. Is there a second?
Second.
Was that, second by trustee Abdullah. Are there any questions? Hearing none, all in favor say yes.
Here last meeting.
For the minutes, okay, they need to be, thank you so much for pointing that out. Thank you. So we have a correction to the minutes.
Okay, well, we did that, we make that correction. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? It's unanimous. Any abstention? Likewise. All right, moving right along for the approval of the minutes from February the 11th, 2025. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion with the correction of the roll call, with Trina Cole moving her name down, and that's all.
Okay, it's been properly moved by trustee Fleming. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Abdullah. Are there any questions, minus the correction? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? It's unanimous. Okay, Madam Trustee, do we have a public comments? Or have any public comments?
Yes, sir, we do have one signed up for public comments. We have Mr. Andrew Simpson with the city of Jonesboro. And, sir, you can come to the podium there, and, we have 3 minutes for public comments, and I'll read our disclosure as well. Citizens will be given 3-minute time limit for public comments. All comments should be limited to topics relevant to library operations or policies and should not solicit or promote products or services. Speakers must maintain decorum, demeanor, and refrain from personal attacks upon board members and library personnel. Shouting and using obscene language will not be permitted. Following 15 minutes of public comments, the Board of Trustees will allow the remainder of the citizens who have signed up to be heard at the next scheduled Board of Trustees meeting. Thank you, sir.
You have the floor.
Thank you. And I thank everyone who's been in my email correspondence. I appreciate you and how quickly you responded when I asked the question. So I'm here because I'm the Economic Development Director for the City of Jonesboro. one of the many questions I got that comes up again and again and again is when are we getting a library back in Jonesboro? I understand this month is Women's History Month. It's very important that people, whether they boys, girls, whoever, young, old, children of all ages, get access to a library, preferably if they can even walk to it, or if there's a MARTA stop they can drop off. I understand they're using the headquarters, which is great, but we would prefer to have a library back in Jonesboro. I understand that the last one was demolished in November of 2022. And I'm quoting here, we have gained consensus from the Clayton County Board of Commissioners to conduct due diligence on the site to potentially erect a new library in the future. The Board of Commissioners directed staff to identify a viable site once it was determined the old Jonesboro Library would be demolished. Funding and timeline have not been determined at this time. So that was in 2022. We are now in 2025. The advice was citizens in the area either go to the headquarters library or Morrow. I would like to see if there could be a recommendation to look back into the siting of a library in Jonesboro. I do have a building owner who's interested in placing a library in her building, and she is in downtown Jonesboro, and there is plenty of parking, and it's right behind the current Clayton County admin offices. It used to be the SunTrust building. That's it. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
All right, next item on the agenda will be the director's report.
Good evening.
Good evening.
How's everyone?
Fine.
It's so wonderful to see you all once again. My staff, employees, team at Clayton County Library System, kudos, thank you all. Before I get started, I want to recognize one of our new staff. Ms. Laura Eby is our new virtual services manager. So you will see her board meeting Tuesday nights, and you will also see her doing a lot in the community, working with website and some other things. So we are very fortunate, lucky, and pleased to have her on board. So let me move into the report for the month of February. I think our biggest highlight was bookmobile.
Yes.
Maybe, possibly. For those who were able to come out that morning, it was a little chilly, but just super excited about receiving the bookmobile finally. We've been talking about it for months and months and months, and it finally was delivered, and we couldn't be more happier. And so we're waiting now to get the bookmobile back from fleet maintenance and doing all of the county-ish things that need to happen to the vehicle before we can take ownership, possession, and then we will be out on the streets. So we're looking forward to that. So in addition to the bookmobile, for the month of February, which we all know is Black History Month, we decided that we would have Coffee with a Librarian episode every Monday, every week of the month. And so we accomplished that. And so the first Monday, we had our very own Herman Andrews as our guest speaker. The next Monday, the 10th, we have Mr. Thaddeus Dawson, who gave some very, very good information on appraisals, on, air property? Right, so when we have family members that pass on and they don't have a will, or they don't have a trust already prepared, what do you do?
and how families are losing a lot of money in property and real estate because there's no documentation previously drafted up. So he will be providing a 4-week series starting the 22nd. Starting the 22nd, so 22nd and the next 4 consecutive Saturdays. He will be here at the Clayton County Library System providing programs and sessions on a myriad of different things. Yes. So Kim's been promoting that, good quality information. So if you have the opportunity, please drop in and say hello to Mr. Dawson. On February 17th, we had a very special guest in here. Well, actually, it was a mother-daughter combination, Ms. Haley and Ms. Heather Bankhead from the Haley Bankhead Foundation. Local folks, Ms. Bankhead's daughter, Haley, at the age of 5, it was determined she had cancer, kidney cancer, I think it was lung cancer. And so from that episode, they formed a foundation. And so they're helping other families, not just in Clayton County, but in the area, deal with the tragedies and deal with consequences of having cancer. So it's very enlightening to have them as well. And the last Monday, we livened it up a little bit and had LA Snow, which is Kim's uncle. He came in. He is a former musician, artist, producer, and he talked a lot about the music industry, talked about his journey through the industry, and we had a very wonderful time. And at the end of the actual interview, we had a group of ladies come in, cowgirls, that came in and they performed some line dancing, and so we had a fantastic day, fantastic episode. And wanted to say thank you again for coordinating that. So something else that happened during the month of February is that we have Library Day at the Capitol. And so we were fortunate again this year to have a couple of trustees join us at the Capitol, trying to make contact with our delegates and our legislators to continue to support libraries, to continue to support the mission that we are all here for, freedom to read, freedom of access to information. And so thank you again for those who were able to attend that event on the 13th. And I think that's it for my portion. Are there any questions or comments on any of my highlights?
Yes, I'd like to circle back to a few things.
Yes.
I want to thank Ms. Jones for the tremendous work that she's doing, putting all this together.
Yes.
Because it was not with her, they say that if you want something done right, talk to a woman. So I'm gonna give her props on that. She's doing an excellent job. And we'll discuss it. That's gonna be a flyer for the next 4 consecutive weeks after the 22nd. Or
It's
just
already out. It's already out.
it's already out? Okay, that's good. Okay. Circling back around to our magnificent bookmobile.
Yes.
Would that be books on the ground when this is being played?
Oh, no, we actually have a song that we had recorded by one of our staff members, so we'll be playing that.
Yes. We have folks in-house who are working on a jingle.
Oh. And then lastly, back to the Library Day at the Capitol. I see how it works now, for us trying to gain recognition for our directors and our library system. So I'm doing my due diligence, trying to promote our library and our director with the state library. I know she's gonna get sick of me, but to get our name out, because come 2026, I want to hear his name called at the day of the library. So I'm going to continue doing what you're doing. I'm going to continue to do what I do to get your name out there.
Thank you. Thank you. And we will continue doing that. So, thank you.
Are there any other questions? Thank you. All right, next thing, well, let's go fast. The financial report.
Are there any questions on financial report. As you can see, we are plugging along. Some branches are spending in certain areas, others are kind of holding on to their funds as we draw closer to the year-end spending. So by the deadline to have all funds spent, I'm confident that will happen. I have a meeting next Monday with the finance department to see what our new budget is going to be for the next year.
That's what I was gonna ask.
So stay tuned. I'll have more information after that meeting next Monday.
That was the question I was gonna ask, but I don't have any, I'm gonna yield to Vice Chair.
That was the question I was gonna pose, so we're good.
Any questions from the members?
No, sir.
All right, well, we'll accept the final report as given. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next in line, we have our Deputy Director's report.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'm Sherry Stanley, Deputy Director for the Clayton County Library System, and very excited to be here tonight, this evening. For February, we celebrated Black History Month, Valentine's Day, Lunar New Year, Mardi Gras, Groundhog Day, and many, many more other events through art exhibitions, meet and greets, story time, outreach, and social events. Did you know that the Clayton County Library System hosted 89 youth services and adult programs in the month of February, with a total of 4,061 participants? Let's just give our citizens a hand. All of our Clayton County Library System branches held displays and programs in recognition of the different events that took place in February. The Tuskegee Airmen display at the Marlboro branch received a lot of positive feedback. So let's talk about some of the events that took place at the Clayton County Library System branches. For Black History Month, the Headquarters Library invited local artists to showcase their work in an art exhibition on February 28th, and the response was great. The Headquarters Library also invited Jerry G. White to facilitate an interactive Black History storytelling performance. The Lovejoy branch hosted an evening story time in honor of Black History Month, featuring the book And She Was Loved. Young patrons also got a chance to engage in craft activities expressing their interpretation of the meaning of Black history. For Valentine's Day, the Headquarters Library hosted a Valentine's Day program called Keychains and Heartstrings, where men received locks and women received keys. The men then approached the women to see if their keys fit the locks. And this sparked a conversation. The Forest Park branch featured Blind Date with a Book, a passive reading program where random books from the adult collection were wrapped with a one-word clue to their topic. Patrons could read and review their blind date. The Forest Park branch also showed the film The Lady and the Tramp. And Mr. Stacy, if anyone knows Mr. Stacy, he is a musician, and so he played along, and so they had treats and such a great time. For Lunar New Year, this is celebrated by many East Asian cultures. The Lunar New Year marks the start of the lunar calendar. In 2025, it was observed on February 17th, ushering in the Year of the Snake. The Headquarters Youth Services Department hosted Lunar New Year celebration, featuring performances by our very own Youth Services Library Assistant, Alicia Dunn, and her three friends, which they're forming a quartet. Also, Trustee Lee, very impressed. You did such an amazing job reading stories, and it was so good. Everyone enjoyed it. I was enjoying it myself. Kudos to you. For adult services, let's talk about some of our outreach events. We hosted 29 youth services and adult outreach events, engaging 458 children, 245 teens, as well as 1,658 adults. We offered activity packets and distributed activities so that they could take them home, like STEM activity packets. Dr. Athena Ozo, Assistant Director of Customer Engagement and Community Outreach, was the special guest for the Monday morning family story time here at the headquarters library on February 24th, and they had such a wonderful time. Belinda Ellaby, who is our grant coordinator and training specialist, participated in the 23rd Annual South Metro Development Outlook Conference on February 19th. The conference showcased many promising developments for the county and the South Metro Atlanta. She also had a chance to network with various small business owners in Clayton County departments. In addition to that, Belinda attended the African American Partnerships 9th Annual Leadership Luncheon on February 22nd at the Georgia Aquarium Oceans Ballroom. The event celebrated AAP's Powering Potential program, which has improved academic outcomes for African American boys and young men. It also provided excellent networking opportunities, connecting attendees with potentially future partners. Keynote speaker Michael Ely stressed the importance of advocating DEI efforts and seizing business growth and collaboration opportunities. And the organization of AAP is currently seeking active members. Also, what we want to do is give kudos to our Clayton County Library System interns. They're doing an excellent job contributing to the daily operations and supporting of the staff. And so as Director Carab and I go around to the branches, we get a chance to see them, and they're doing such a fantastic job. So kudos to our interns. Thank you. And also, Goodwill of North Georgia, in partnership with the Clayton County Library System, will be hosting another job fair. It is going to be at the Northwest Branch, and that is March the 20th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So please set that on your calendars. Goodwill of North Georgia, in partnership with the Clayton County Library System, will be hosting a job fair. And just remember, we have a database called BrainFuse Job Now, where you can update your resume as well as have interview skills. So just wanted to say that. And kudos, the director always says about kudos to the staff. They are doing such a phenomenal job. It takes a lot to program and to make sure that everyone, we're meeting all of the needs. Please, I definitely encourage you, as you're leaving programs, they have program surveys. Please fill them out, because that helps us to know exactly what it is that you want to see in our library system. Okay. Any questions for my report?
Yes, you mentioned about Groundhog Day, correct? Is that why you have this bipolar weather, hot one day, cold the next day, rain the next? Is that what this is all about? I just want to make sure so I know how to prepare myself.
This is the thing, you know, it is just up in the air. You know, my thing about it is I was looking, and we have, yes, we are having the up and down weather, but that's okay, because guess what? It's 71 today, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we look forward to the summer here soon.
Isn't that what Jim Belushi, the Groundhog Day guy, the actor, said Jim
Yeah.
Belushi? You might give him a call.
We might have to, we might have to.
Oh,
Bill Murray, okay, Bill Murray.
But you know what, it's already the month of March, can you believe it?
Yes.
So please, look out for summer reading. We are planning for summer reading, mark your calendars. So please stay tuned to our website, and you will have all the details for summer reading.
Okay, any questions from the members?
Just one.
Mr.
You
Vice
may have
Chair.
covered it before I came. This one is Women's Month.
It is Women's History Month, yes.
Have anything planned?
Oh, and thank you. Please make sure that you are here on Thursday for Coffee with the Librarian. Director Pam will be interviewing our chairwoman, Chairwoman Anderson Henry.
Gotcha.
And so that will start promptly at 11 a.m. So please come out. She's going to share her mission and vision for the county, and so we're very excited to hear what she has to say, and you will also be able to ask questions. And we have a lot of different events, so please go to our website, www.claytonpl.org, click on the calendar of events. We have a lot of great programs for Women's History Month.
You said Thursday.
Yes, this Thursday.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
And then the other thing I wanted to say, Director Pam covered it. We did go to HITS 92.3, and we had such a wonderful time. Madam Chair, Madam Secretary, you did such a phenomenal job guiding us with the questions and bringing out all the resources that we do have here at the Clayton County Library System. So kudos to you. Thank you so much. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, anything else?
I can just stay up here all day.
All right, thank you so much. Let's have that discussion. Okay, next time on the agenda will be committee reports, Madam Secretary.
Okay, I'll go ahead and turn the mic over for our advocacy committee for the ladies. If anyone has anything to share this month.
I do.
Wonderful, thank you.
On this edition of Making My Rounds, the last month was full of celebrations in the Clayton Library System. I was able to attend all 4 of the Coffee with the Librarian series, and Director has already told y'all about this, so I won't expound upon it, but it was great. Got a chance to attend all of those. I also attended Heartstrings and Key Rings at the headquarters library. I attended in search of some happy feelings. And the event delivered. There was food, fun, and fellowship for all. That was all the makings of a good time. We had a great time. Also attended the bookmobile delivery and unveiling at headquarters. That was very exciting to see our new delivery and our latest, greatest community resource. So looking forward to seeing what the bookmobile brings to the community. I attended on March the 4th, I put on my Mardi Gras beads and rolled over to the Forest Park branch and attended the Mardi Gras parade and band performance. Stacy Halton and his band are amazing. I said that over the Christmas holidays, but here I am again saying it because they really did a wonderful job with the Mardi Gras Fat Tuesday type music, and kids dance, patrons and guests that came to the performance danced all up and down the aisles. I mean, it was a good time. I have to commend Stacy and his band, and every time I can see them, I plan on seeing them. And lastly, I attended on yesterday a Women's History Month program at the Morrow branch. A Rhodes Scholar presentation entitled Blazing a Trail to Capitol Hill, Historic First for Women in Congress. Barbara Rose, the branch manager, hosted that event in collaboration with the Morrow Women's Civic Club and the Literary Legends Book Club. I learned so much at that program. The topic was stimulating, the women were welcoming. I got a chance to fellowship with some of the book club members who hold their meetings at that branch, and also the Morrow Women's Civic Club, and I have received invitations to attend both of those groups' meetings, and I do plan on putting it on my calendar to attend. And also, Miss Barbara made some delicious chocolate chip cookies. And I tried to just take one, but I ended up getting 2. It was a good time. It was a really good time. So that's my making my rounds, my ladies edition of making my rounds.
Trustee Lee?
Well, I did want to just give kudos again to the Lunar New Year celebration. Doing the read aloud, and the staff were so welcoming, and it's like, you come back anytime, and another read aloud. It's like, I'll definitely be there. And just the program was really great. They had craft activities for the kids, and then the quartet, they were amazing. So again, kudos to them. And even just walking around, after my read aloud, I really enjoy seeing the science fair projects that highlight the kids from around the county. So even when they're not able to participate in the actual events at the library, the library still find a way to involve, members of the community, like highlighting their science fair projects. I just really enjoyed seeing it as I was. Kudos again to the libraries and all the staff members.
Wonderful.
And this person, I'm sorry, Trustee
A
Ballard.
few little things. So I was here for the bookmobile celebration. It was awesome. They allowed us to go inside. It was fun. I felt like a big kid. Sector 4 police were here, did an awesome job, made us feel safe. Also tomorrow, if we could come together, maybe just to show our support, I'm trying to bring it up. Tomorrow, the dedication of the courtroom at Jonesboro High School in honor of Officer Henry and Laxton. That'll be tomorrow at 5 p.m. If we could come and maybe we could show our support. I don't know, I have to start asking for permission before I put stuff out there, so I don't get in trouble. But if you all would please, if we can, just, show support. I know we're all over the community, showing library stuff and all of that, but just to show support for that. And FYI, if you are not aware, as a trustee, copies are not free for us, just so y'all know. I'm probably the only one that didn't know that, but sorry. All right, that's it.
We still a community?
Yes, we are.
Okay, and this is mostly for those who are watching and listening in. We are in the middle of early voting. E-SPLOS is on the ballot. You can go to the Clayton County Board of Elections website to see the sample ballot, so you can read over it before you go vote. Again, early voting has already begun. It ends this Friday, and then March 18th is the day of election. And also, if you're watching and you live in Ward 2, Forest Park, your city council, that position is also on the ballot. So go vote.
Okay, and I'll save this one for, I'm sorry, Trustee Gates.
Can I make a suggestion? I like to support my fellow board members and in the library. Can we just, if you have an event that you want or would like for us to support, can we somehow put it in the group text when you find out? Because I live by my calendar. Like, I would love to come what you're talking about tomorrow, but I can't because my calendar is full. So if you all have events, do you mind if you just drop it in the group text? So if there's somebody else that wants to support it, I want to be there to support it. I want all of us to win. I want to support everything and everybody.
Amazing suggestion. Yes, I think that's appropriate. Yes.
Okay. All right, this person wears many hats in my board. From a manager at the mall, to owner of a boutique, to being a secretary, and now a radio personality. So I'd like to turn it over to our secretary / radio personality to discuss the podcast we recently had.
Okay.
Hold on the spot.
Yeah, so we got together. Thank you, Chairman Fabian, for putting this together. It was absolutely amazing. So we had our director, deputy director, and we had, I don't know their titles, but Miss Rafina and Miss Rebecca was also present, as well as our favorite social media person, Miss Jones, was in the background, making sure that we had all the coverage possible. But we spent 2 hours on air talking about everything library. I dropped a link in our group chat, and for those watching on YouTube, you can go back and see it was a 2-part series. But I mean, we literally hit everything from the rooter to the tutor. From hours and operation, how to get a library card, to also all the resources from exposure to aviation to exposure to virtual reality. It was so much, and so I learned so much. Even after serving on the board for almost a year now, I still learned a vast amount of knowledge, resources, things that are available here at the library. All you have to do is get a library card, and it's so much interactive. So it was amazing. Super excited to have you all. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with me. And if you have not seen it, please take some time to watch it. Share it on your social media platforms with your audience as well. We got to get the word out to tell everybody what's available at our libraries. Okay, so our next line item, I know we don't have anything specific, but I always want to open the floor to our chairwoman for our bylaws committee. Did you have anything that you want to throw out there? Okay. Yes, so we'll go right along. I hand it back over to you, Chairman.
All right, thank you. We don't have any unfinished business, so the next one we go to our new business, and Director Palmer.
So, as you know and as you are aware, when I stepped into my role as director, it was one of my goals and a continuing goal to remove any barriers that patrons have to accessing library services, and I will continue that. So one of the first barriers I removed was being able to have food and drink in the libraries. It was a big point of conflict for our staff, for our patrons. So when patrons are working at the computers for long periods of time and they're hungry, why can't you have a snack? We have custodians, we have trash cans, we can ask them to police themselves. Been great ever since. The next barrier is cell phones. We as librarians often get criticized for walking around and telling people to shh. Okay. But if you're at the computer and somebody is trying to give you instructions and then you say you'll have to take that phone call in the lobby, well, you're getting instructions on how to use a computer. So it didn't make sense. So again, removing that barrier. We just ask that you have headphones on and you don't have it on speaker. Okay. Again, great adoption. Amnesty event. Every Thanksgiving holiday, we give thanks by allowing patrons to return their overdue items and we waive their fines and their fees. We've also talked about going fines. These are all barriers that have historically plagued libraries, and it is my duty, I feel, to remove these barriers. And so I'm looking at removing some more barriers. So currently, when a library patron has reached a threshold of $10 or more in fines and fees, their card is essentially blocked, which means they cannot access the computers, they can't access any of the digital resources, they cannot reserve a meeting room. And my thought is, why? If your struggle is returning books on time, then we can deal with that. But it shouldn't prevent you from utilizing or accessing any of the library resources. So I'm looking now at the Pines policy to make sure that once we go down this path, we are not again infringing upon policy that's already in place. But it's my intent that if your card is blocked because you owe fines and fees for overdue books, DVDs, it shouldn't prevent you from using the computer to apply for a job, or to print out your resume, or to do anything else online accessing the electronic services. So I'm looking into that, investigating it, and once I have that information, I will bring it back to the body for adoption. And it will be a policy change on our behalf. So Are there any questions on any of that?
Love it.
Yes.
Are you looking to remove the fees completely or to like up the maximum?
Not looking at eliminating the fees just yet. What this will do is it allows folks that, again, if me, John Q. Public, I have a hard time returning that book, okay, we can deal with that. We have payment plans in place. We can work on paying it down little by little. But it, again, should not prevent you from, if you need to use a computer to pay your light bill or to renew your benefits, those things will go in hand in hand, and I don't see why they need to continue to go hand in hand. We had.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
And I'm gonna use myself.
Yes.
I do sometimes forget to return the books. I do. Do we have a mechanism in place to remind those people like myself who are forgetful?
Yes. Email notifications are sent out. If it is your choice, we could also send text messages to remind you. You could also go through the app, onto that on your phone to renew your items as well.
I did that, and it was very convenient because I was getting ready to leave a meeting to drive all the way over here to renew. And our manager was like, hey, now you can go online to renew it. And so that helped me out. So thank you for that. You're welcome.
Yes. Any other questions or concerns that I may be overlooking or we may need to discuss?
Was this your idea, or was it birthed through a suggestion from one of our patrons?
Sitting around, kicking around, it's like, you know what? This policy has been in place for a long time. And I thought about it previously, and I had a long list of to-dos, and it just kind of dropped off. And then it just circled back up to the top, and it was like, we should do something about that. And I've got a few others in mind, but I'm not prepared yet to bring them before you, but stay tuned.
Well, it sounds like we need a meditation room so we can continue to come up with our bright ideas.
I'm all about it.
Okay.
Well, that's all I have. Yes.
I have a question, just as far as the concern earlier about the library in Jonesboro. As a board and as a director, what would be the next steps to take, as far as helping to have a library in Jonesboro? Like, what would be our part, or what would be the next steps, for example, Andrew, after coming here and voicing that concern?
Yeah, very good question. I think our initial step would be to attend the Board of Commission meeting. Advocate on behalf of this body, advocate on behalf of the citizens of Jonesboro to bring it before the Board of Commissioners. As you are well aware, we are a county department. And so we fall under the broad umbrella of the Board of Commissioners. For a replacement site, and I'm speaking in terms of, it would be a lot easier if the land that was selected for a new library was county property owned already. I don't know what those plots of land are. If we have to purchase, again, property, then that may just add to the timeline and add to the red tape of actually getting another branch built. So I would say start there, continue to attend the BOC meetings, continue to advocate, continue to have your voice and your face recognized in the community that we need a replacement Jonesboro library.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, last and final item on the agenda would be the BOT and staff mixer that we spoke about a couple of times. And I'm looking to want to do this in the month of April or May, but just not me, it would be our 10-member team. I just want to find out what month will work comfortable for this team, being April or May, because we're coming up to the end of the fiscal year.
I would say May, but that's just me.
Okay, what month you said?
May.
May? Okay, you said May also. Trustee Gates, did you say something?
I say either for me.
Then leaves?
I said either or, but is it gonna be during the work day or?
No, it'll be on Friday evening.
Do you think, really?
So we have more April than May's.
I'm flexible, I just want to be invited, I'm just on the keychain thing. Yeah.
Okay.
How long's out of time? Yeah, so it works for me.
Okay, all
Can I
right.
make a suggestion, maybe?
Yes, sir.
To put some possible dates into the group chat, and then you all discuss and come up with a possible date or a couple of dates. Because we're here, so.
Period.
I'll let you do that.
Okay, I'll drop some dates in the group chat.
Okay, all right. Before I adjourn, you know, as a little boy when I was coming up, and I'm not gonna tell you how old I am, I'm a little 55. I used to, my grandmother used to say, and I used to hear my mother say all the time, give me my flowers while I'm yet alive. And I never understood what that concept meant until I became older. And to know what it means is that to acknowledge somebody for what they do while they're here with us. Because when they're dead and gone, they can't hear it, and they darn sure can't smell it. And so Secretary Fleming came up with a neat idea. She called me up the other night and said, well, actually sent me a text and asked me what I thought about this. And I'm like, hey, man, I'm on board. What can I do to help? And so, yeah, I went on and overdraft my credit card one more time, you know, and to help her out. And so, and so, so I'm going to turn this segment over to Trustee Fleming and Secretary Fleming, and let her do the honors.
Thank you. Yes, okay. So, as we mentioned earlier, this month is Women's History Month, and we hear a lot of ranting and raving about the women leadership in our county, from us having our first chairwoman for the county, for us having out of our 7 cities, 5 mayors. So I want to bring it home to the operation of the library and the women that make this operation phenomenal, what it is, a step above the rest. So first and foremost, we want to give a big kudos, round of applause, a bouquet of flowers to our deputy director. Oh, and as I mentioned earlier, I forgot our title of Ms. Rufina, Dr. Rufina. If someone can formally share her title again for me, and we want to recognize you and say Happy Women's History Month to you as well.
Dr. Ray, also customer engagement and community outreach.
Oh, you want to take a picture?
And we have one more from Miss Rebecca. She's not here tonight, but we just want to acknowledge her as well.
We're gonna need to get in line again. Y'all remember why you were do y'all remember we stood a minute ago? If you can hop back in your spot real quick. We're ready to go.
I'm sorry, I was sorry.
Did we go? Yeah. I think we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then here. 1, 2, 3.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? You said I was out of town. I'm sorry. I'm looking in the virtual key. So I can get anywhere else. I get a virtual key.
So that means we can
All right, so we're at the end of our journey here, so congratulations to both of y'all. Congratulations. And before I close, can I get the address so I can send my credit card bill?
865.
Right. Is there anything else? Hearing none, I'd like to get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Let's move, Vice Chair Andrews, is there a second?
a second.
Second by Trustee Gates, all in favor say aye. Good night.
Great meeting.
Hey, I apologize, everyone, for being tardy.